Hello, this is Rada Duvall. Home is what I do best. I'm an EXP Realtor, and I'm here with Martha, the manager of Corazón in River West. So we're here to ask her a few questions about Corazón, maybe tell us a few things that we don't already know. Tell us what it feels like to be managing what we know to be the part of River West.
Yeah, honestly, it does feel like that. I'm the co-manager with Eris Campbell, so he and I run this restaurant, and it does kind of feel like that. It's kind of been home to us for a while. We're both kind of new in our roles, but because of the support of not only like our staff and our owners, but like we feel supported in the community as well. It just feels really easy to be here.
Yeah, what are some recent changes you guys have made to kind of improve traffic and stuff after COVID?
Yeah, so we still, our staff wears masks. We encourage masks in our customers, but we did open our indoor dining a few months ago to bring people in who have been missing us, who we've been missing. We added actually a whole other room in our back patio area to accommodate space for more people to come in.
And which space is that?
So we added this extra little.
All of this.
Yeah. So this was always back here. Well, actually, this was renovated right before I started working here to accommodate because the front room was so small. And then we added pretty much an equal size space, so we doubled our space back here.
Yeah, I remember spending time out on the patio during the summers, walking by, or out in that outdoor space. I mean, it's an unusual lot. It's kind of triangular shape, but it's so eye-catching, and it's almost like you stumble upon it in a forest or something, coming through the trail. So we live close, and we'll walk down the trail with our dog or our kids, and we can't say enough about the fact that there's so much space out there for people to hang out. The summers and springs are awesome, but also just to kind of sit and be spectators. It's like you're creating a little scene in the community.
Yeah. Our Beeline Trail is such like a gem. I'm so glad we have it. Just so that when we are super busy in the summer, like we are, you can grab a drink and sit on the beer line and just still kind of commiserate with people who are also waiting for the table and time to eat here. And it does feel like a little party sometimes in the summer. Everyone's just kind of hanging out back there. It's always a good time.
We always eat too much when we come here. We order more than one item, and we end up taking everything home with leftovers. But what are some of the drinks here that you guys are really well known?
Our drinks, so like our margaritas, lime margaritas I think is the best in the city, best in River West especially.
Really? Wow.
Oh yeah, I love our margaritas. But we also kind of experiment with other stuff. We encourage our bartenders to create stuff and sell it. So if you ever see a special here that wasn't created like by the higher ups, it was just probably like Annabelle making a drink, and we want to like promote what we made from within. But something that's on our menu all the time is our margarita rosada, which is our passion fruit margarita, and that's actually specific to this location only.
Okay.
So you can't get that at Mequon or Bayview. So the rosada it's a fan favorite. Everybody knows it.
I'll have to try that again.
Oh
I
yeah, it's
usually
so
stick
good.
to the regular, the traditional, but no, that's great. I've noticed, because I have a dog, that you guys allow people to bring that. Is that right?
Yeah, so in the summer on the patio proper, there's no dogs allowed like in the sitting area, but we do have seating right off of the patio on our picnic tables. Yeah, and we actually in the summer for the first time we started doing full service on the picnic tables so that folks with their dog, especially if you're just coming from the dog park, which is feet away, like so close, people can sit down, order a drink, order their food with their dog.
When was it established here in River West?
This was 2009, so we're on 11 years, or 12 years now. And it was, before that, it was vacant for 15 years, just this kind of building that, again, like you said, just kind of was like in the middle of this residential area.
Well, there's a lot of great development going on in River West right now, but now you guys are kind of, you're like grandfathered in. You've been here a while.
We're like old school.
You're the originals, yeah. You're like, people have stories to tell about you now. But yeah, there's a lot of development going on around us. That's kind of what brought my family here was real estate, as you know. So, in terms of, like you said, things being empty for a long time, and it's cyclical in River West. It seems like you get a wave of action and then maybe a couple of years of not. But we're at a point where the neighborhood's being developed, gentrified, call it what you will, and you're kind of one of the token originals.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we feel very connected, and a big part of this community, or a big part of us, is the community that we're surrounded by.
Right.
And we're happy to be a part of it. And just knowing our neighbors, knowing our also like local business owners, is we all kind of commiserate together, which is always nice.
I was going to say, yeah. So what types of things do you do to kind of cross-market with some other businesses? Maybe sourcing food to come here, or local businesses in the area?
Yeah, so we definitely, farm to table is something that we do pride ourselves in. We try to get food as locally as possible, whether it be going to farmers markets, and connections with farms that we know. Our owner has connections with farms, grew up on a farm. And so we have all these like local connections. We also just do like we just try to promote each other around the neighborhood. Just a few weeks ago, like for Thanksgiving, there was an event that River West Co-op was doing, and we just like tried to share it as much as possible. A few of us even tuned in online.
Is there any one particular event that you're known for throughout the year that you want to tell us about to remind everyone?
I guess nothing specifically, other than we do rent out our taco trucks for like personal events. So like weddings, we do a lot of weddings in the summer with our taco truck. So you can bring a little piece of Corazón to your special event. We don't have any in-house events that I can think of, but we do try to spread out a lot. We go to farmers markets to pick things up.
I bet Cinco de Mayo is
Yeah, we almost don't even need to promote
Cinco de
it.
Mayo every day.
Yeah, we don't even. Cinco de Mayo is we know when it's coming, and we staff up because the neighborhood kind of just floods here, and we always have a good time. It's like the taco truck sometimes even makes an appearance to get people food faster while they're waiting to sit down.
So Martha, how did you end up with this great responsibility?
It was actually the previous general manager here went to the same tiny Catholic middle school that I went to, and when she saw me also bartending in the neighborhood and working in service industry, she was like, I want you to come here and just work one day a week. And that was kind of instilled in what our owners have instilled in all of us, is that we want to get good people here, keep them here, and train them, and make sure that they want to take on as much responsibility as they want. And I worked at another business here for 7 years, and then COVID hit, and things were kind of moving around, and people were moving on, and I went from working. Yeah, the opportunity just arose, and just someone who just bartended one day a week. I saw there was growth available for me, so I jumped in on it. And then our general manager, Eris, he started as a dishwasher, then was a line cook, then was a bar back, built up, and now he's so fantastic at running this, and we just feel so taken care of.
So, are the original owners still very involved?
Oh yeah, I see Wendy at least once a week. And George is here anytime there's an issue with electrical stuff, because he knows how to fix those things. But I meet with Wendy at least once a week, and we just talk about things we want to do, how things are going. She's very hands-on and spectacular to work with.
So what are some days that you think would be really great to bring someone from out of town?
Yeah, so we usually, I like to come when I come to eat here, I like to come in the mornings around right when we open because it's not very busy. There's room to talk to people and it's not like super crowded. But if you want to get the full Corazón experience, come on a Friday night when we're hustling, get a drink, sit while we're waiting. So it kind of depends on if you want to have like the roar of the crowd or a little one-on-one.
It's like a quieter night.
Quieter nights are, I would say, about Wednesday night. It's a little quieter. We get some traffic in, but we never completely fill up Wednesday. It's that middle of the week where people don't know if they want to go out yet. But we have like some that's, I feel like when I see some of our regulars, we kind of know that's like a chill time to come and they know they're going to get a table right away. So we have kind of like the frequent flyers on Wednesdays.
Yeah, I like coming up sort of 4 p.m., 5 p.m. in the spring or summer and kind of enjoying a drink outside, spending time in all that beautiful outside space. And then, maybe coming in for some food. But yeah, the nice thing about it is that you have kind of your own little block here.
Yeah, it is really nice, and we are kind of like we stick out like a sore thumb on the street, but we know our neighbors, the folks who just have lived here for a while. We actually just have new neighbors next door, and every time we see them, we're just like, oh, we know you, we're happy to see you, and just try to make sure that people know that we're just as much as a neighbor as anybody else on the street.
Yeah, and so what was the original idea behind Corazón? Like, was it a great recipe or like a family?
So it was Wendy and George are married, they're the owners. And they have the Latin background on George's side, and Wendy grew up on a farm, and so they kind of this was just a project that they wanted to do, really good food, farm to table, and just make sure like we're feeding people good. And that was kind of where Wendy and George were coming from, just community-oriented, farm to table, and sustainability were extremely important to them. And they were able to create something that's loved and able to grow within the city and even expanding outward. But
very cool. So you have one in Bayview, you have one in Mequon. Are they planning to expand further? Really?
Yeah, we actually are in the middle of the works of opening a location in Brown Deer. It's gonna have a little spin. Each of our locations have their own little heart.
I think wherever your location is, that's what you love. Like if I'm in Bayview or Mequon, I might go, of course, just to get some great food, but there's nothing like this one right here.
Yeah, it's your home base. And some people say the same about Bayview, and they're like, oh, we'll stop by, but we love to go to Bayview. It's like your little neighborhood Corazón, your little neighborhood heart. And Brown Deer, we're trying to do something a little different over there, still kind of working it out, but a lot of stuff that you won't be able to get anywhere else, you'll be able to get in Brown Deer. So a lot of reason to check it out when it's open.
All right. Well, is there anything else you wanted to discuss or tell us about Corazón that you might be able to?
I guess we really love talking about that we are really trying to stay as green as possible, which is hard to do in the restaurant business, but especially with COVID, with everything being takeout, we try to get products that are sustainable, like biodegradable things. Our bags now are made of sugarcane byproducts, so there's no paper involved at all, and there's no waste in it. So we're just trying to do little things like that, composting, and just trying to make sure that we're trying to stay as clean as possible and promote that to our neighborhood as well.
Well, that sounds great. That was a big one. Nice work. So we've actually met before, and I just think you're such a responsible, nice person, and they're lucky to have you.
Oh, great.
And it says a lot about this place to have people working for them that are out there in the community, getting to know people and luring us in here.
That's what we're trying to do.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the interview. Again, this is Martha here at Corazón, one of the most wonderful restaurants in River West. I love it. Please come visit. Where should we go to find out what's happening next?
Yeah, we are really active on social media. So there's Corazón in Mequon, Corazón in Bayview, and this is Corazón River West. You can follow us on Facebook as well, or you can just go to our website, CorazónMilwaukee.com.
So you'll find this interview and others at the Parkbench.com River West site. So go there. Thank you, Martha. I'll see you soon. This is Rada Duvall with eXp Realty. Home is what I do best, and we're checking out of Corazón. All right, take care.